Coming another Damsonian today. I'm talking about Dr. Akanksha Chopra, who is very much here, who secured a rank of 155 in the NEET postgraduate dental entrance exam for 2017. Wonderful result, sparkling performance. Congratulations to you, Dr. Akanksha Chopra.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like completely top of the world. It's inexplainable. I'm just so happy.
Well, you have every reason to be happy, and believe us, we are more than happy to welcome you here as an achiever in the DAMS studio. One straight question that comes to my mind here, that how did you prepare for such tough exam, that is the NEET postgraduate dental entrance exam?
About preparation, I would like to say that it was all persistence. To be very honest, you have to persevere. That is the key. You don't have to. There would be pitfalls. There would be times when a person doesn't study or you don't feel like studying, but you have to continue studying. Like even on a bad day, you have to manage to take out at least 4 hours. So that is how.
So were you more selective, or were you more extensive in your preparation?
What I did this time was more of a smart study. I would say I was more focused on the MCQs, and to be very honest, I trusted my notes like big time. They were like a holy grail. All I did was yes, I did refer to the textbooks as well, but I took out points and I added them into my notes. So if you revise your notes like multiple times, this is how it's gonna enter your hippocampus directly. So it'll be like a permanent sort of a memory.
So I would say it was a more of, a mix of consolidating yourself with theory and then, revising it time to time. That's wonderful to know. One important thing that comes to our mind is the managing of time. So how did you manage your time when you were preparing for such a tough exam?
So it was like initially, as I said before, there are times when you have there are days when you just either don't feel like studying, or maybe you are little bogged down or whatever. So you have to pressurize yourself. Basically, it is more like that. It is more like times when you have to kind of, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Can you just cut this point?
We can understand by your inputs. And let me quote here the great Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he says in his autobiography that if you stretch yourself a little every day, you see at the end of the year you have reached milestones. So I think that is what was going in your mind as well.
That probably, if I would have known this, but yes, in a nutshell, yes. Definitely. I mean, you have to take out time, and I honestly say you have to push yourself, you have to persevere.
Well, that's very nice to know. I think all our listeners are going to benefit themselves by these inputs. These are really valuable. Let's move forward, and as we all know that DAMS has the MDS Quest Club on the Facebook. How were you benefited by this Facebook club?
It is very updated, I would say. The teachers take a lot of pain, but to be very honest, I was like a mute spectator. I wasn't that active. I used to just take down notes. I used to click the screenshots whenever the teachers used to update, because a lot of times, when you keep on asking and somebody is commenting and then you're over commenting over it, so it ends up in a conversation, which, this is just kind of, you're wasting your time. Like, what you can just, what the teachers would tell you would be legit, You have to take that down, and definitely it's gonna help. And the teachers were like so helpful. They used to keep on updating stuff, which was very legit and pretty.
Dr. Akanksha, one thing that commonly appears in all my interviews is that, about the controversial questions. Did you get any help in sorting out these controversial questions through this DAMS MDS Quest Club?
Certainly, yes. Because teachers used to give us authentic explanations, and even they used to take down the photos from the textbooks and post it there. So they were like undoubtedly real, so there was no point of not trusting them on that.
Well, that's very nice to know. And let me remind my viewers here that I'm talking to Dr. Akanksha Chopra, rank 155 in NEET postgraduate dental entrance exam for 2017. let's talk a little more about the DAMS publications. You see, we have our comprehensive study material available to the students. And if I'm not wrong, you were a regular course student with DAMS. So can we have your inputs on these DAMS publications and study material?
The study materials again are very concise and comprehensive. They're like a lot of put into a small piece. So it's like if you revise your notes and plus you take those tabloids and you refer to those tables and all, so it's gonna help you a lot.
And let me just also tell my listeners here that all DAMS publications are based on the standard textbooks that you read in your middle school. So all the information given there is most authentic. Now let me ask you about the DAMS CBT that we conduct for the MDS. How were you benefited by that?
Yes, for CBT, I'll share my instance with you. When I went for CBT, I was kind of like, I was late at the center because of few reasons, and my paper wasn't that good, to be very honest. But when I saw my rank, I was pretty surprised because I was 6th in my CBT. So it was like, after the CBT, there was a live video by Dr. Sumer Sethi sir. Here he told us that the CBT was based on, like, they had taken it at the same pattern the NEET would do. Like they had used the IRT criteria, and so it was kind of like they I do not know how technically they do that, but in a nutshell what he told us was you have to minimize on the mistakes which everyone knows. So it's like you don't have to make the known questions wrong. If your known questions are fine, so the questions that are bouncers or alienish, so that won't matter much. But you don't have to make those questions wrong which others make right. So you have to minimize your silly mistakes, and that is what I did.
So in a way you could get a feel of actual exam before taking
exactly.
the same.
It was super beneficial.
That's very nice. Thank you very much for your kind words. And let me also tell here to my listeners that, DAMS has got a very extensive evaluation system. With that, I refer to the subject-wise test, the grand test, and the mock test that we conduct throughout the year. Can I ask you, Dr. Akanksha, what is your feedback on our evaluation system?
It is very extensive. We get to know new topics, new questions are there which are apart from the normal MCQ books or the previous year questions that we do read. So what I would advise to all my juniors would be is just do not get scared of the test at all. Like, just do not get scared. Sometimes what we think is that I'm not that prepared, maybe my topic is not that done like properly, so let me give the test a little later. So just don't do that, because I'm sorry. That's because you would prepare yourself, like it's more like a Ranji thing. It's more like a test match before the final thing. So once you are actually giving the test, you get to delineate the questions you already know, and you would be stressing more on the topics that you don't know. Like, once you're giving the exam, your concentration would be fully on the thing, right? So even if you are giving one test without studying anything about the subject, yet you would be having some knowledge, and your brain would start functioning at that time, trying to help you out in that situation. You'll kind of like remember all those things that you would have read about or maybe listened to in some or the other class or something like that. So it's like, just do not fear tests. They are nothing to be intimidated from. So just go ahead, give the test, and believe me, they do improve your ranks a lot.
Well, that's very nicely answered, and thank you very much for all that you have said for the people who are listening to you. Let me also tell everyone here that DAMS has got a very unique thing available in our curriculum. That is the paper discussions, which is done by the DAMS faculty for the DAMS MDS Quest curriculum. With that, we refer to the discussion of papers which are there for AIMS November and May, then AIPG 2016, and of course we have also discussed the NEET 2017 also. How good these discussions were in your preparation, can we know?
They were super beneficial. Honestly speaking, they used to be like They used to start in the morning and at night. Sometimes it used to be like so tiring. But honestly, what you sieve out, like what you strain out at the end, that would eliminate all the ifs and buts, and you would have pure, concise material with you. So the teachers do put in a lot of efforts, like genuine efforts. So do respect it, and it's very good, honestly.
Well, that's very nice to know. And let me tell my viewers once again, I'm talking to Dr. Akanksha Chopra, rank 155 in the NEET Postgraduate Dental Entrance Exam for 2017. Dr. Akanksha, please feel free in telling us which faculties are there in DAMS MDS Quest who have influenced you most.
There are, honestly speaking, there are so many of them. The most would be Gaurav Verma sir, Dr. Gaurav Verma, for oral surgery. He was so good. He took so much of pain. He made like each and everything so clear. He used to literally draw everything so as to make us understand that. And same was with every teacher out there. Be it Dr. Kapil for perio, his notes were like ultimate. Ankit sir for DM and DADH, and Pavan Kulkarni sir, Dr. Chetan, and Dr. Sumer, of course. He's like a great motivator and a very good, he can just lift your spirits.
Okay, that's great. That's really wonderful to know. Which branch do you wish to opt, or are you still taking your time?
I am actually researching on that. I'm just talking to my seniors, but what I would love would be either prostho or ortho.
We wish you all the best for that, and definitely you're going to get a branch of your choice. And in any case, the country is going to get a good dental practitioner coming up. Before we wind up this conversation, any message for your juniors?
For my juniors, I would I would love to just say one thing. If you have read the book The Secret, it's there. If you have it in your head, if you can see it in your head, you can have it in your hand. So it's like, just never give up dreaming. Never just perseverance is the key. God helps those who help themselves, honestly. There would be pitfalls, there would be times when you think you start doubting yourself, or situations that throw you back, but you have to bounce back. The life is not bed of roses all the time.
Would you recommend them joining DAMS?
Oh, 100%, sure. And that too, regular coaching. So the classroom coaching is like very nice there. It's gonna benefit, honestly.
Well, thank you very much. And this was Dr. Akanksha Chopra, rank 155 in the NEET Postgraduate Dental Entrance Exam for 2017. We wish you all the best in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you.